Would you change anything as far as how your whole journey went with basketball, or do you think that it just kind of all played itself out how it's supposed to? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of JL Sports World. Today we got a once predominantly basketball player on and football player on. He played some other sports, but those are the main two that he did. We're gonna see what he's up to nowadays, take a look back at his journey, and get some sports takes. So today we got Jamal Fernell on. Jamal, how are you? And thank you for taking some time. Appreciate it.
I'm doing good, and I'm happy to be a part of this show. And yeah, I'm ready for this interview.
Perfect, man. Let's get started. So, what's new in your life? How's life treating you? What are you up to nowadays? The floor is yours.
Life's been good. I graduated from Valencia this last spring, and I'm
Congrats.
transferring to FAMU for the fall. So, it's going all right for right now.
You excited about going to FAMU?
Yeah, I am. It's a new environment. I'm from Orlando, Florida, so Tallahassee is a whole different city, whole different environment compared to what I'm used to.
That's true. That's true. What do you want to do as a career, though? What are you going to study?
I'm going up to Florida A&M to study journalism, hopefully to be a analyst or do broadcast journalism at some point in my life.
You want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Perfect, dude. Perfect. So you and I talked a little bit about it, but what led you to not pursue sports outside of high school? Why'd you choose a different path?
I chose a different path because, well, first off, I wasn't really the tallest or the biggest in any of the sports I played during high school, middle school, elementary. It didn't matter. I'm a pretty small guy from my perspective,
Yeah.
and if at how I was looking at it as if I didn't really get any offers, I'm not gonna pursue in sports after high school.
hmm And you mentioned you're not really a big guy, and you mainly play basketball. So what did you do to separate yourself on the court?
Um, I mean, I just hustled a lot more than the other players. I gave a lot more effort, and since I have to do more. I had to facilitate more for my team, be more of a team player, because that's how you get recognized. I can't be too selfish, or when I start making mistakes, it's 10 times bigger because I'm so small on the court. So
What would your advice,
ironically,
what would your advice be to younger, smaller athletes?
I mean, just like every other athlete, you got to work hard, but because you're smaller, you have to make up for the disadvantage in size since you are a little bit smaller than everybody else.
What got you into basketball, and what position did you play?
What got me into basketball was, well, obviously like my dad, because he liked sports like football and basketball, but I mean watching LeBron as a kid, it got me into it, and I played a point guard, so I looked up to players like Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul, which kind of formed the way I play basketball in general.
You, I would say that makes sense just because Chris Paul is like, I look at Chris Paul and he's just not big. For a basketball guy, at least, like, he's just not a big guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
missed him on the Clippers, I'm not going to lie.
He's going back. He's going back.
Is
He's
he?
going
Actually, I
back.
didn't see that.
Yeah, he's back on the Clippers again. Whole
Okay,
team's
good,
pretty
good.
old now.
No, because, like, there are just certain guys, like, when they leave their teams, like, when KD left Thunder, when Westbrook left, when Kyrie left the Cavs, like, there are just certain guys that I'm just like, nah, dude. Like when Derrick Rose left the Bulls, it did not make me happy. You know what I mean? Like, there's just, it's childhood, man. Like, it just,
Yeah, there's certain players that are like the team. Like when you look at them, you think about that team. Like there's a lot of players like that. Like LeBron when it comes to the Cavaliers, or D Wade when it comes to the Heat. Like they're just the face.
for sure, for sure. Now, speaking of all these great basketball players from our generation, if you can create a Mount Rushmore of basketball players, who are you putting up there?
Well, obviously the big three that everybody looks up to, Kevin Durant, Curry, and LeBron.
Okay.
For my fourth one, I have Kawhi. It's interchangeable depending on who you talk to, but like for me, it's Kawhi is my fourth man on the Mount Rushmore.
who would you possibly interchange Kawhi with if you had to choose somebody?
Ooh, that is pretty good. Um, dang, who would I? That's that's a tough one. I would say since like I grew up primarily through like the 2010s, my number four it could be Russ. I mean, for the most part, that was his prime. I don't really see like those were the big faces during that time. Hmm.
That's fair. That's fair. When you picture that time, you picture like I said, you picture those guys on their team. So that's fair.
Yeah, the only other option I could think about probably would be if Paul George did a little bit more, but it's LeBron was really in like he killed it for a lot of Eastern Conference players. But if LeBron wasn't there in the Eastern Conference, I'd probably have Paul George as my number four too.
I know
Paul
it's a
George was tough.
I know it's a generational thing, but would you put LeBron above Jordan?
Yeah, I it for me in my mind I don't even like I say it's a generational thing, but like in my mind really it's LeBron is my favorite player and he's the best to ever play the game in my opinion.
Do you think GOAT has become too much of a generational thing though?
Yeah, it has. Because depending on who you watched growing up, it's like if you looked up to them. So anybody else, it's just you become stubborn to it.
Yeah, because like I said, like we would think like football terms, we would think like Brady's the GOAT, but like some
Hmm.
kid in like seventh grade right now probably thinks Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's all like a perspective thing. Because I mean, we weren't around for Jordan. You know, like we can watch the tape, but like it's different when you're like in the moment experiencing it.
yeah. You never know. Jaden Daniels might be that guy for somebody in the future. Just if he's just think about it. Like these rookies coming into the league could be someone's goat someday.
They could. Jaden could be. Bo Nix could be. Um, Shoot, dude. I mean, he hasn't really played yet, but Cam Ward could be. Like, I don't know, man. You never know.
Yeah,
It's true. Make a valid point. Because someone was telling me the other day, they were like, the next GOAT is probably like in ninth grade right now. I'm like,
yeah. That's
maybe.
it's
Like,
insane to think about, but that could be true. You never know,
it's
man. You
true.
never know.
I definitely think it has kind of become a little bit of a generational thing, but we'll see how it all pans out. You mentioned to me that you played basketball most of your life leading up to high school, and you didn't even start playing football till your junior year. So, what did you do in that time span between basketball and football, and how did that whole thing come about?
I didn't really do much in between the both of them because, at my like for me, those were the only two sports I really cared about. When I stopped playing basketball, I was in my ninth grade year of high school, so like right after I stopped playing, COVID basically happened, and while COVID was happening, one of my friends, shout out to my boy Frank,
Frank,
he
Frank, Frank.
yeah, Frank, man, Frank. He told me to come out to one of the practices for spring football since I had been doing nothing that whole time, and from that point on, I was playing football. It's like without him, I wouldn't have touched the field. That's real.
Dang, man, that's awesome though. What made him like say, okay, like you got to come out for football? Like, why did he want you out there?
Well, because we hadn't hung out since like the last school year,
Yeah,
and again, like we were, my parents took it very seriously with COVID. His parents took it very seriously. So like the only time we could have hung out was if I was going to school, and I wasn't going to school at the time because again they had
quarantine.
me online, and his parents let him play sports, and my mom was like, I'll let you go do football. Like that's the only thing I'll let you do. I was like, shoot. So I went out there because he had reached out to me, and then the rest is history.
Dang, so you were just trapped in the house.
Yeah, I basically
That was
was.
terrible. That quarantine was so bad, dude. I hated that time so much. And like, I'm sure you guys had like certain restrictions when it came to like football and lifting and stuff, right?
Yeah, we had to have masks on all the time, and like that made it
Uh,
like for I understand like safety wise, yes, we need to keep the mask on, but like
mhm.
any athlete will agree with this. Like playing sports with that mask on was the worst thing in the world. I I don't know how anybody did anything like that. Like I
I
just
don't
could
know.
not breathe.
And lifting with it on, Like I just want to like yank it off my face. Like and I was sweating and it would get like all up on you. Then it would cause like acne. Like it was just
Yes, the
so
acne
bad.
was the worst too because people used to tell me they're like, Jamal, it looks like you don't wash your face. I'm like, bro, the breakouts is all right here. Like I
That's
can't
what
do
I'm
nothing about
saying.
that.
They would call it I think they call it maskne,
Yeah,
like mask
it was
acne.
acne. Yeah,
Yeah, then
bro,
they
it was bad.
everybody on the news was like, "Oh, if you just wash here and you wipe here." I'm like, "Thanks. Like thanks for telling us like that information." Like it was just horrible, dude. It was horrible. Um so wide receiver and YDB and which were you best at?
Um, why was I receiving? So, I mean, I was better. I feel like I was better at receiver, but I played more as a DB. Um, I like both the positions because it's like two very flashy positions. If you're really good at both of them, you can be really flashy at both of them. Like especially a receiver.
Yep.
Everybody wants to be a receiver. Everybody
Right.
wants to be. If you're not a
Yep.
receiver, you're a running back, and if you're not a running back, you're a quarterback. Like everybody wants to be on offense.
No one
But
wants to be a DB.
yeah, nobody.
That's
That's hard. It's hard being a DB,
very hard.
especially like something. Hey, you going against a really good receiver? Yeah, it's raps for you. I ain't gonna lie. I used to get scared when I was going against like the bigger schools because I already knew like I'm like if I had a chance to line up against a ranked receiver, it's over for me. It's over for me.
So you were best at receiver. Or you were best at
Yeah, I
DB.
would say
You
I
were
was
best
best
at
at
receiver.
receiver.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So give me your top receiver in the league and give me your top DB in the league right now.
For me, my top receiver is Justin Jefferson. I really like the way he plays, and I mean I got to be more on top of my DBs. I'll pay more attention to them. But for me right now, it's Sauce. He's just like that.
Which did you enjoy more? Did you enjoy receiver more? I assume you did, right?
Yeah, I enjoy receiver a lot more. When I got to play at receiver, I enjoyed it a lot. But
I think, like you said, everybody enjoys receiver more.
yeah, but DB was like the position that was everybody said it was made for me to play. Like I was pretty. I would say again, me personally, I thought I was better at receiver, but a lot of
Yeah.
people told me I was better as a DB because I would make a lot of plays like tackle wise, and I knew how to move. Like I know how to move pretty well. And my change of direction is pretty fast too. So they were like, you know how you can be a DB. You're better at DB than you are receiver. But again, I mean, it was pretty fun playing receiver. So that was my
Everybody,
side.
like you said, everybody wants to be a receiver.
That was my
Everybody wants.
side.
All right. So your last high school game was my last high school game. Just walk me through that day. Take me through pregame, take me through halftime, and take me through the postgame. What was said?
So pregame, we had two games that week. So obvious, like in our mind, we were thinking we were going to go 2-0 that week. We were coming off of being 0-8. That was the week of Halloween too, so it was a lot of like celebrating during that whole week. So we came into that game off of one loss that week to a rival. So that sucked. But in our mind, we were thinking like LBV. Come on, like that's the only one we finna have. We gonna get it. We're not losing to a team that's 0-19. 0-19 going into the game. Like that's how we were feeling. So we were in the locker room partying. Somebody's mom brought cupcakes. Like we're turned up. Like nobody. We were ready for the game, but like in a sense, we were ready to like celebrate after the game. Like first
Right,
win of the
right.
season, we finally got one. Like we're good. So we're excited. We go out there first quarter. We got scored on. That was a surprise to me because I was like, "Hey, this is a close game. We shouldn't be this close with LBV. We got to lock in." You know, I think what ended up happening like closer to halftime was when I realized like we might be a little cooked because there was a fake punt and it came towards my side and I was having already a horrible game and I'm not making any tackles and I don't remember if it was who specifically like but one dude ran past me almost scored. Somebody had to make a saving tackle right before halftime. It was our homecoming game too, so it was looking horrible for us. Um, and it was looking horrible for me because I was trying to be homecoming king. I'm on the homecoming court. If I would have won it at halftime, that would have been bad on my part because I'm playing bad, and then I'm the homecoming king too. Like, nah, then. But so we have the halftime speech. Coach is telling us we gotta like focus. We can win this game, everybody's checked out at this point because it's just like
Yeah.
we're losing to a team we should be losing to, and this is our last game. Like a lot of us are not playing in college, bro. So
So wait,
we're
the vibes are dead at halftime.
vibes were dead. That everybody was like, we don't got this. Coach was probably the only one who believed in us at that point because we were not believing in ourselves. Coach was like, we gotta focus. We can win. Like they did this in the first half. We're like we can compete with this team. Like
Yeah.
they're not on our level. Boom, we come out for the second half. Nothing really changed. We're not moving the ball on offense. We're trying our best on defense. Like
Yeah.
realistically, if we weren't on defense all game, it could have been a lower score. But defense is like getting caught up. LBV, well, your team was in a formation that like we were weak against anyways for most of the game,
Yeah.
but
Same way.
we were trying our best to hold it down like on the line because I had got switched to strong safety. Like coach had me all over the place on defense, but I was at strong safety for most of the game. Like one of the plays I was at, I think I was towards like middle linebacker, but strong safety for most of the game. I'm covering over the edge, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, I'm trying to force him inside, but it's just like I'm cooked. So we end up losing the game, obviously. Everybody's crushed. Coach is like, y'all are good kids. Y'all had a good season. We was not trying to hear that. In my mind, I'm like, Coach, you should have been retired, bro. Like, I don't want to look at you right now, bro. Like, on my face, this is my last high school football game, bro. I'm like, it's over for me after this. I was so crushed after that game, bro. I didn't want to play another sport. I ain't gonna lie, I did not want to play another sport.
No, what's interesting about that though is, first of all, I remember lining up to shake your hands, and I mean, we didn't know each other at the time, but like when I saw
Yeah.
you on campus, like you looked familiar, but we were like kind of just shaking each other's hands, like good game, good game. You guys like kept your emotions like fine, like you guys were just kind of like, hey, good game, good game. Like it didn't look like you guys were crushed though. That's the thing about it. Like when you guys lined up on the 50 with us, you guys looked like you weren't crushed by it. But I mean, from what you're telling me in the locker room, y'all were like crushed.
Nah, well, hey, we were crushed. A lot of us held our emotions obviously through walking past each other because
Hmm.
it's a pride thing. But yeah, in my mind, I mean, I had something else I had to do after the game anyways. So like I was focused on getting into that locker room, getting out the locker room as fast as possible. But yeah, let's just say if it weren't for that, like I would have had to deal with the emotions, but like I had to grab something really fast. I had to I mean, I could show you. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. We have a piece of memorabilia. We were not allowed to keep this, by the way, but
You took it?
we got to. They got new ones the next year. I'm not. This is not a bad thing. They got new ones the next year. They literally like restocked on all of them. But like we had to, yeah, yeah. I had to get to that locker room. Like I had to zoom. So I was like, nah, bro. I could care less about that last game at the
Wait,
moment. But once I got home, I was crushed, bro. Teammates
where,
crying and everything.
where were y'all supposed to put your helmets then? Like you're supposed to
Le-
like put them on a rack or something and then go?
leave them in our lockers, and then we would get them when we came back the next week. We would clean out the locker room and give them back to the coach. But
How did they not
they
notice?
we were supposed to restock on helmets the next year. I don't know why they didn't notice. We were restocking because the next coach that came in gave the whole team red helmets. So like I was the last team with the black ones. So I'm
Oh
good.
my God. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad to at least have something. He gave away like the really old jerseys to us, but I had to give mine back to the school. So I don't have that, but I do have my helmet still, which is great.
Wait, so the
Yeah.
whole time you're just focused on, I gotta get in there, sneak my helmet, and get out.
I was in my mind. It was like, yeah, forget about all this, bro. I don't even care. Like, forget about the coach. All this, bro. I gotta get in the locker room, grab my stuff, and zoom.
How long was
I-
coach's speech?
Coach's speech was probably like maybe 5 or 6 minutes. We had the speech. I know he was telling us, it wasn't that bad. It's fine. Like we had a good season. We had fun. That's cool. But like, I wasn't trying to hear all that. I wasn't
And
trying to hear all
especially
that.
like 5 or 6 minutes when you try to get your helmet and get out of there probably feels like 30.
Yeah, no, it like because we sat down, we didn't. He didn't have the speech in the locker room. It was like right outside. Like it was in the weight room, which is right next to the locker room. So we were
Oh,
sitting
I
there,
got
and
you.
then he was like, "All right, y'all can go grab your stuff. Get the extra food we have from like the pregame meal if you want to." Yeah, I was just trying to go home.
Bro,
I,
why outside of the weight room? Because we were celebrating on, obviously I'm sure you saw everyone like went crazy with like jumping up and down with the Gatorade and stuff like because then you have to hear it. Like the last thing you want to do is hear it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
why
but it was
outside
fun.
the weight room?
uh, for most of the players on the team, I think I speak for all of them when again we just didn't we like it was the season was crushed before that. That was our last hope, and it was just like just gone.
Dude, that's crazy because I went through a roller coaster of emotions that week. Like I had a couple of teachers, they were like, "No, this is your week," and they said that every single week up to that week. And we were both, obviously, my team and your team, we were both 0-9. And on the bus, I was just like, bro, I got a bad feeling about this. And then we showed up, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel a little better. And then as time went on, I was like, okay, we're good. Like, we're going to win the game. But, I mean, dude, pregame, like, we took we took our backpacks and stuff, put them in the locker room. We lined up for pregame meal to go to the cafeteria, and our coach was like you said, the Colonials head coach was retiring, and he was like, giving us like this rah rah speech, and he was like, like their coach is retiring, so I don't want them to win. I want us to win. And we kind of were just like, well, we want to win too, but we kind of want to eat as well. Like we were kind of just like,
Yeah,
what? And I didn't know that your coach was retiring. Like, but it was like this whole thing or whatever. And we go to get food, and we're all kind of just chilling. We're laughing. We're having a great time, and or whatever. And like we were overeating. I think we ate like burritos that pregame, and then
ooh,
yeah, like I said, we overate a little bit, but
yeah.
then we go back to the locker room, get on the bus, dead silent. It was silent ever since the preseason game where we sang and we rapped and stuff on the bus. And just had fun, and then we go to the game, play it. Uh, Halftime happens, and everyone's kind of just like, oh cool, yeah, like we're not even really like hyped or anything, we're kind of just chill because it didn't start getting out of hand until like the third quarter, I want to say. Wasn't it like the
Yeah,
yeah, it was like
it
the third
was
quarter.
it was like a score or two difference in going into halftime, but like
It was
it
manageable.
wasn't that bad. Yeah, it was
Right.
like it was enough for you guys to believe like, all right, we still got to stay locked in, and then yeah, from
Yeah,
once it got through the third quarter, fourth quarter, if I was on y'all sideline, I would have already been celebrating in the fourth quarter. Like that's how I was feeling at the game.
bro. And then we just, yeah, I mean, obviously then we shook hands. Like I said, you guys did a good job maintaining your emotions. um Won it, celebrated, went crazy, looked like we won the state championship, and then got back on the bus. They allowed us to rap, so that was nice. Like we acted stupid, but yeah, dude, that was a crazy night, and it was a crazy like throughout the day. It was crazy too. But one thing that I did notice because I was like Colonial, I remember talking to someone like, "What's their mascot?" And they were like, "A grenadier." I'm like, "What's a grenadier?" And like I looked it up, and then like I heard like a after you guys scored, and it was like the little guy would like do like a fake gunshot sound, and I was like, "That's actually kind of cool." Like I don't know, like it was actually kind of cool.
We might be the only school in the nation with a grenadier as our mascot. By the way,
Dude, it's kind of fire. Because at first I
yeah,
was like a grenadier, then I looked it up and I was like, it's actually kind of cool. Like I kind of
it's
rock with it.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool to know that like it's a pretty creative mascot. I
It
I give
is.
them that. It was pretty creative.
Cause y'all had the pew pew, and then we just had like our motto was it was terrible. It was like it was fangs up, and you take your like it's like a viper's, and you take your two fingers and go like that in pictures. It was awful. Y'all got the mascot part of it. You guys win that one.
Yeah.
All right. So if you could go back to all your sporting years and talk about one coach who had an influence or an impact on your life, who would that coach be and why?
Um, I have like three coaches. They're all basketball coaches. Ironically, I didn't end up playing high school basketball.
Right?
But my little league basketball coach from when I was in fourth grade. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but no, I think his name was Coach. I'm not gonna try to remember.
That's
I
okay.
remember my coach Mario from when I was in going like in the middle of my ninth grade year. He was pretty cool because he like helped push me to become a more aggressive basketball player. Where's another coach? There was like an AAU team I was practicing with. I never played with the team, but I was
Yeah.
practicing with them throughout the summer going into my ninth grade year. And again, another coach, I don't remember his name. I know if I were to ask my dad about it, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got his number right now. You could call him if you need to." But he was he pushed me a lot too. He showed me like what it would take for me to be like just a good athlete in general, like how much work it's gonna take because he put me through a lot, conditioning, working out, and everything. Like he had us that was the first time I ever had to like run a mile before doing a whole workout. Like I didn't know what that was before then. He had me do that. Then he would have me do parachute drills, ladder drills, and this is all for basketball by the way. And then he had me like shuffle, catch the ball, like hand-eye coordination drills. And then while we're playing, like we would be at the inside. That was all outside, middle of the summer by the way. And then he would have us go to a nearby court indoors and have us do like a whole bunch of defensive drills. Sometimes like my legs would burn out. I'd be tired, and like he'll see me like miss a layup on one of the drills, and then next thing you know he's yelling at me or like a jump shot. Like he'll have us shooting, and I'm missing a couple of shots, and he's yelling like Jamal, you can make it, like jump. It's a jump shot, jump. Stop being lazy. And like he really pushed me a lot, and he basically taught me like I need to work in order to get where I want to be. It ended up paying off because I mean it helped with football a lot. It did.
I mean, I guess that makes sense though because if you just practice like indoors, you're just gonna get used to like the cool of the gym, like playing
Yeah,
basketball. You know what I mean? So I mean, him making y'all go outside. I mean, I guess that does make sense. But that is one thing I was like the perk of basketball is like it's indoors. You know what I mean? Like even when it's like you're sweating and stuff, you get the cool air. But I mean, smart on him.
no, it was a lot of mental toughness with his stuff. He had cause his son was on the team, and
Yeah.
so you got like from my perspective, I'm thinking whatever I'm doing is tough. He had his son with a watermelon, like carrying it over his head, a weighted vest on, and then he was tugging something from behind, and he had him race me while I just had the parachute. I want you to know I lost. I lost that race.
Wait. So watermelon up here, and he's pulling something,
Yes,
and y'all are running.
all types of resistance, and then maintaining balance too with it. Yeah,
That's
that was
crazy.
crazy, and he was, but I like it. I mean, it worked. It worked.
And how old were you?
I was 14. It was a lot of mental toughness out there. His son was like 16 though. Like I was practicing with older kids too, so that's what it helped a lot because I'm seeing them do stuff, but like I have to stay on the same like level as them while I'm younger than them by like 2 years.
So that
And so
pushed you
like
a little bit too.
and they're like they've been practicing with this team for a while, and I've only been here for like 2 weeks, and I'm trying to keep up with them. And yeah, so I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it. I was crying a lot at practice. They hated me. My team that team hated having me around, except the coach. It's like, oh my gosh, Jamal, here he goes again, just being a baby. And then shoot the ball, Jamal, shoot the ball. I'm like, I can't, coach, I can't.
My legs are done.
And then he said like, oh, do slides, just start sliding. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
bro, yeah. Or do 10 push-ups right now. Like he was killing me at practice. He used to kill me at practice, but it got me used to being pushed a lot more. And I hated it then, but I respect it now. I do respect it a lot.
You don't keep in contact with any of your former coaches?
No, and I think that's something that I should have been good about, but I never thought to. Especially like the basketball ones. When I started playing football, I never thought to like, oh, yeah, coach, can you got a like 17U team? Like I could join, like so I could get more practice during the summer. But no, because I had completely gave up on playing basketball as soon as I played football.
How come?
Well, because I saw a chance for me to actually play a lot more with football.
Yeah.
Because once I got out there, especially like I was when I joined that spring season, my sophomore year, I was in. They had a JV team for spring, so like I got to see where I was compared to other kids my age, and
Yeah.
realize like I can actually compete with these kids in football. Like I was training for basketball prior to that, but like some of the drills, they correlate. So like it was like, all right, if I keep working, I have a better chance of playing a lot more in football than I would with basketball. And like I didn't make the team prior to the fact for basketball for 2 years, so I was like, it's time to just try other stuff. Like I thought about trying track too because, again, I realized I'm not that much slower than everybody else. Like I was pretty athletic. I had no confidence either. Like I had low confidence. So
Why?
like because I just I couldn't make a basketball team. Like I was working really really hard for something, and I just wasn't succeeding when it came to basketball. Like it just wasn't working. I wanted to play for the school, and it just wasn't happening. Like that was my goal for like most of my life. To like I up until my I don't I don't know when I like because as always, when you're a kid who plays any sport, you think to make it to the league. So
Of
like
course.
I fully believed I could at least play like Division 1 basketball until that sophomore year when I didn't make the team. It was just like these kids are light. It felt like these kids are light years ahead of me. Looking
Yeah.
back, they weren't that much better than me. It's just I didn't believe in myself. But like certain stuff, I go to take a shot, I completely airball, and now I'm not shooting for the rest of the day because I just took a bad shot. Or like I'm dribbling the ball, I try to make a pass, and then I turn the ball over because I'm in my head.
Going back though, would you change anything as far as how your whole journey went with basketball, or do you think that it just kind of all played itself out how it's supposed to?
Um, I mean, if I could go back and like have the confidence I have in myself now and play, I think I probably would have played throughout all of high school, but still I wouldn't have tried to play at like the next level for college. I still don't believe I would have played for the next level for college. But confidence wise, yeah, I probably would have tried playing every single year. I definitely could have made it my freshman and sophomore year.
Do you
And
still?
I
Oh no, go ahead.
huh?
Sorry. Go ahead.
And I don't know if I would have made it my junior or senior year, like on the varsity team, but who knows? If I would have been on the team, I probably would have had a higher chance of being on the team again the next year. So
Do you? I was just gonna say, like, do you still play for fun? Like, do you get a little group together and hit the court?
oh yeah, I definitely do. Me and my boys a couple weeks ago, we all put Magic jerseys on and played against some people at the park just because it's. I like to play it for fun a lot. I do. It's pretty therapeutic sometimes.
Does Frank play with you?
Nah, Frank can't play basketball.
Oh, Frank's not in
Frank,
college.
nah, he's not. He's not coordinated enough to play basketball. He don't got it. Fo- hey, football and anything weightlifting wise, yeah, he's got it. But when it comes to basketball, it's just not his sport.
Did you guys? I assume you did because it's like 3 years ago now, almost at least. But did you guys forgive each other for the loss that night against us? Are you guys
Oh
cool?
yeah, we forgave each other. I mean, we weren't upset with each other after that. Like, I don't think any of my teammates really were mad at each other, particularly after
Yeah,
the loss. It was just like we were
disappointed.
we were more looking at the coach, like, bro, you're the reason why we didn't get a win this whole year. Like everybody was just mad at the coach. We wanted the coach gone. We were all mad at him.
I got one more question for you before we wrap this thing up. So, what goals are you looking to accomplish in the future, and what makes them significant and important to you?
I look forward to trying to be a sports, like, become a well-known sports journalist, and um, it means a lot to me because I mean there's other like journalists in my family, and to be able to get to their level, it would mean a lot to me, like to be able to at least because a lot of people in my last well, like two or three people with my last name alone, like are journalists and they have worked for like some big companies. One's actually written for ESPN before. That
Oh,
like
really?
I keep forgetting about that. Like he actually he's made books before too, but um and yeah, it would mean a lot to me and my family. And I mean, I want to keep it simple with that. Like, I don't want to be. I mean, I would shoot to be the biggest in the world, but for me, it's just to be able to be somewhat successful in that field. But yeah, it would. I don't. I mean, I aim to be like really good at my craft, but I mean, it wouldn't. I'm cool with just being keeping it simple. I just want to be somewhat known in my field and respected, and that's all.
Perfect, brother. Well, obviously, I appreciate your time. Happy to have you. You gotta let me know how everything goes at FAMU and classes you're taking and everything. And you know, um, any internships you do and anything like that, you gotta let me know because I want to know what you do. Obviously, because we're going to the same field, so gotta keep me
Yeah,
updated with everything.
yeah. Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah,
It
dude.
means
Of course, man.
means a
Thank you.
lot. It's
Yeah, man.
been it's
Absolutely.
been a year coming.
It's
It's
been a
been a
long
year
time
coming.
coming, my guy. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, obviously I appreciate you. Happy to have you, and thank you for your time, my man.